You don't want to say this in Japan.
Yaho minna!
It's Yena.
It's Micchan.
Today, we chose 3 Japanese phrases that are wrongly used by most Japanese learners. So we would really recommend you not to use these phrases and also teach you what other alternative phrases we could use. では、始めましょう!
Alright, so first up is anata, omae, kimi.
Anata, omae, kimi.
Yeah, have you heard these words?
Honestly, in daily life, rarely. In anime, a lot.
Anime a lot. I feel like a lot of people would recognize these words from anime.
Yeah.
But using these words, they're gonna make you sound rude, actually.
Really? Oh, so generally, you wouldn't use them.
No.
I see. So it has like a negative side of it, right? A negative
Yes.
image?
Yeah.
Then you wouldn't want to use it, huh? Yeah, no misunderstandings.
Yeah. So let's say when you're asking for someone's name.
Yeah.
So you'd say, what's your name, right?
Yeah, in English we would say, what's your name?
And I think someone might say, あなたの名前は何ですか?
Right.
そうだよね. Because あなた, you learn it in textbook.
It's like, I think anata is literally the general, like, translation of you.
Right? It's technically right, but it's not practical. So instead of this phrase, あなたの名前は何ですか? It's more proper to say, お名前は何ですか?
お名前は何ですか?
So omit the あなたは
Oh.
and just add お to be polite.
Really?
お名前は何ですか?
I see.
Yeah. Okay, so for omae, you don't want to use this.
At all?
At all. Unless you're trying to show your emotion, your anger, or you're trying to be intentionally rude.
So out of the 3 words that define you, would we be able to kind of like give them levels or grade them into the least rude and the rudest?
Sure. Okay, so the least rude would be anata.
Anata.
Out of these 3.
So like out of the, if we would have to choose, anata would be the best, but you wouldn't want to even use this too.
Exactly.
Okay.
Then next one comes kimi.
Kimi.
Yeah, kimi is not, the word itself is not rude, but people just don't use it. And the only people who use this word are elderly people.
Oh.
Usually. To strangers. Or like elderly professors, teachers talking to their students. They might use kimi. I feel like those of you who watch anime, you might hear this coming out of a teacher character in
really?
anime.
So you know like one of the most famous animes, which is Kimi no Na wa?
I love that movie. Oh my goodness.
I love it too, but なんか Kimi
確かに。
があるんですけれども。
Kimi 入ってるね。
Is that even rude?
Okay, so for this one, it's not rude, but it's a bit unnatural.
To use it in daily life.
Yeah, to use in daily life, but at the same time, it's kind of natural in this Kimi no Na wa situation because even if you're not an elderly person, you could use this. You could still use it to a stranger when you don't know their name. Basically, what the movie is about.
Right.
But so some people would use it to a stranger, but it's not a common thing.
Okay, so I mean, just we wouldn't want you to use it anyways.
I wouldn't recommend.
Okay, so level 2, I would have to say is
It's
Kimi.
Kimi, yeah.
Then
And then the rudest is omae. You
Omae.
don't want to use this.
I hear this a lot from anime, like the most I think.
Anime, yeah. It's because you use omae when you are being really emotional, when you're angry at someone, when you want to be rude intentionally, kind of.
Really?
Sometimes it would come out of your mouth unintentionally when you are like looking down on someone.
Oh.
It kind of like degrades the other person. In anime, I feel like a lot of animes are about action, like fighting kind of, very emotional.
So it means like you guys are rivals, you guys are like not in a good relationship.
Yeah,
That's why you're using it?
Yeah, so omae wa nantara, you are so blah 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 blah. That's when you use omae.
確かに。
And I feel like in daily situations, it's not likely that you would encounter those kind of situations.
So generally, all Japanese are very careful not to use these 3 words because it's in their head that it's not a right word to use.
Exactly.
All right, then definitely as a foreigner, they might understand because we are foreigners after all and we're Japanese learners.
sure, yeah.
But it'll definitely be better to follow their culture and try not to use these words and become more of a natural Japanese learner and speaker.
Alright, so number 2 is kawaisou.
Kawaisou.
Kawaisou, do you know this word?
I mean, I'm kind of confused right now, but does it mean like, hey, you look cute, or...
Oh, you fell into the trap.
Really?
Alright, so for this one, I wanted to bring up the usage of so.
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 So, nani nani so, as a Japanese learner, nani nani so means like you add it behind an adjective where you think that something looks like this.
Looks or like seems like this.
Yeah. So, for example, takaso?
Takaso.
Means like, oh, that seems high. That looks high.
High or takai. Oh, it's because takai, the adjective, high or expensive in Japanese. The plus so, meaning it looks high, tall, or it looks expensive.
Yes.
Or you could also say it seems expensive. It sounds expensive.
Right. After all, the Japanese learner did guess, but she has the perfect answer for it.
No. Alright, so for other examples, what about oisou?
Oh, how could I forget that?
Yeah, we use it all the time. Everyone uses it.
Right.
But oisou, it's a combination of oishi, yummy, tastes good, and plus so, make it into
oishiso, which means it looks really good, it looks delicious and yummy.
Yes, exactly. But the thing is, there are exceptions. You cannot add so to every adjective.
What? Another exception?
I mean, I feel like there's always an exception when it comes to language, right?
Can't deny
Grammar.
that. Can't deny that.
So one of the exceptions is kawaii, meaning
Kawaii.
cute, right?
But I mean, kawaii, we hear it everywhere. I think even people who aren't interested in Japanese know what kawaii means.
I think so too, yeah.
But, oh, this is an exception.
This is an exception. So
Alright.
smart you would probably think kawaii plus so. So kawaisou makes sense.
I mean, because that might mean, as I said before, that something looks cute. Because
You'd think, and that is the right mind. But the thing is, kawaisou in this case means something different.
What does it mean?
It means poor you or poor someone.
That is
You are sympathizing with someone.
such a random meaning to
I
come
know,
up
right?
after cute.
Right? They're not even close.
I know, right?
Yeah. Let's say when you are talking about your sister and describing your sister as a really cute, nice, adorable person, and when I want to say, "Oh, she sounds cute," if I say kawaisou,
Oh, then you're saying that my sister is poor for being my sister?
something like that, or like, "Oh, poor her," or like, "Oh, so I feel so bad for her," kind of emotion, yeah. And that's not what you want to say, right? So you have to be careful.
That makes sense. That would be sad.
This is wrong.
Somebody
That
might
would
even
be
get
sad.
into a fight for that.
I know. I mean, you would defend your sister, right?
Oh, by the way, I do have a sister, right? I do. So, I mean, she might be watching. Hi. Okay. Then, if we can't say kawaisou for like something looking cute or something sounds cute, what's the alternative? What could we say instead?
Alright, so that's the hard part. There's no alternative to this.
There's no alternative.
Yeah, it's just something that we wouldn't say in Japanese. I mean, you could. There are ways to say it, but it sounds unnatural, kind of. Because when you think of kawaii, it means it's cute. But in Japanese, we only say kawaii when we see something and we think it's cute.
Oh.
So you need a visual in order to say kawaii.
Really?
So say if I saw your sister's picture and if I thought she was cute, then I could say, "Oh, kawaii." That's fine. But
if I just told a story about her and then it was a very cute story, then you would just say, "Ah, sokka," or like,
"Ah, sokka." I would probably say, "Oh, I'd love to meet her." 見て、なんか会ってみたい。会ってみたい means I'd love to meet her.
Okay, that's cool.
So, だから we would avoid using kawaii だね in this case. Because yeah, in Japanese you can't express it sounds cute.
If you want to say something looks cute, then it's better to just say that you want to meet that particular person or you want to see that object or I think that's the only alternative.
The most natural Japanese expression would be that.
So for a person it would be 会ってみたい.
会ってみたい.
Then how about if it's like seeing something?
Seeing something. 見てみたい.
見てみたい. Alright, that's good.
Yeah, try it. Number 3 is いいですよ.
いいですよ.
いいですよ. Do you know what it means?
いいは it means good. So that's good じゃないですか?
So that's good とか、
Uh-huh.
it's good, you're fine.
You're fine. So it means like, oh, it's okay?
Yes, it's okay. So you would use this when, say, someone is apologizing to you. You would say, it's okay, right?
Oh, really? Hey, it's okay. No problem. で、いいですよ。
そう、いいですよ。その時のいいですよ。
Yeah, I mean, I think I use that, but is that rude?
Okay, so the thing is, the phrase itself is not rude. It's literally just saying, it's fine, it's okay.
Right.
But this kind of has to do with the culture thing,
Okay.
I guess, where we don't like to be direct, too straightforward. But when you just say いいですよ right away, it sounds like you're in a higher position. It sounds like you're giving them permission to feel better about it, kind of.
Then if somebody like higher than you, like in position wise, if like your boss says that to you, then it's totally fine. But it's just that I wouldn't want to use it to somebody where I would have to be polite.
Right, exactly.
Oh. Then would there be any alternatives for いいですよ if I would want to use it to people in a higher position to me or in a friendly way to my friends, since we wouldn't use いいですよ even to my close friends, right?
Okay, so to your close friends, you wouldn't say いいですよ to begin with, actually, because ですよ is an honorific. Yeah, so you would only use this to strangers.
Person you use honorifics to.
Yeah, when you want to be polite.
Okay.
Yeah, so to your close friends, you would say いいよ.
Or 大丈夫だよ.
Oh yeah, 大丈夫だよ works too.
Right?
大丈夫だよ is a good word. So いいよ or 大丈夫だよ to your close friends. But for alternatives, for いいですよ, when you want to be polite with the ですよ, you would use 大丈夫ですよ, like she just said. 大丈夫ですよ. But there's another important part of this.
Okay.
You have to watch out. Just straight up saying 大丈夫ですよ might still leave some rudeness
Really?
to it.
Okay.
Yeah. So what you want to do is you add あ. Yeah. It's the, I guess you'd call it interjection.
Okay, an interjection. Okay.
Interjection.
Uh-huh.
Something like oh in English.
Oh. So, oh, it's okay.
So putting creates some kind of comfortable space, kind of like a cushion.
Okay.
It makes you sound softer. So we say this because just saying 大丈夫ですよ straight up is too straightforward.
All right.
Yeah.
We would recommend you to say 大丈夫ですよ.
Yes. 大丈夫ですよ. Oh, that's okay. Kind of.
Okay. So here we are. We're done with learning all the 3 phrases that might make you sound rude if you misuse it. Though we did give you alternatives. So we hope you try and use it. I know it's really difficult. The standard or the line isn't exactly crossed, right?
It's a pretty blurred line.
I mean, I can't see it, and it's really hard to define which is which. But try using the alternatives rather than just straightforward directly saying stuff, because in Japanese culture and the language, when you use it, it's better to be a little bit more, going around the way to say something.
Beating around the bush, kind of.
Right. So try using the alternatives. Thank you so much for watching our video. If you liked our video, go give us a thumbs up and press the subscribe button. Also, if you have any opinions or questions about Japanese or Japan culture, leave us a comment.
Alright, we will see you in our next video.
じゃあまたね! What do you say instead?
Instead, we would say... What do we say? お名前か. I was like, what do we say?